How are you? What up? What up?
How are you doing?
I'm very well. How are you?
Pretty good.
Ma, what do you mean I might as well make ever see it up? I don't see what's going on. Eh? How are you, lady and gentlemen? Or gentlemen, rather?
I'm good.
Lovely.
No, the other one is yours.
Yes, yes.
Don't worry, I'm coming to move that right
Beautiful.
now.
So welcome to Miss Kitty Live. Yes, and so just to give you a heads up, essentially this afternoon we're talking about your bid to be returned as leader of the People's National Party and why. We're also going to delve a little bit into who you are as a person. So outside of Dr. Phillips, the politician, who are you? What do you stand for? What makes you tick? What makes you happy? What makes you sad? What kind of dance you can do? Come see the two things. What is? See? Let's go. What are they? Peter Phillips Ravers, Dr. Ravers, what is going on here?
Which Ravers
right?
are you?
In your own lane. So, they will poison. I want to tell you about it. Poison your drinks. Yay. You understand? So, we're going to talk about that. We want to talk about also some of the policies that you're pushing. And, of course, some of the hard questions like why are you to be the next leader? You're around for eons in the party. There are some things about which Jamaicans are not happy. You were there that time. How are you going to differ? What is the difference you're bringing now as opposed to then? You were there when Portia Simpson Miller was there. What is that you're bringing to the table? Like Edward Siaga, he did not get the mandate from his party to lead into the next millennium or the future of the party. Now that you're being challenged, do you think this challenge is warranted? Is it fair? We spoke to Peter Bunting the other day. We asked him squarely, did you inform Dr. Phillips of your intention to contest the election in September 7th? He said he did. He said he wrote a letter, and we're going to ask you if you received such a letter. Or did it catch you by surprise? Did it catch you off guard? How do you feel about it? If it is that you do not win, are you prepared to work with his team? And if you win, are you prepared to work with members of his team?
I should be taking notes.
You know, yeah, so, yes, right, very well. So, that's the line of argument. Call it the ear, everything we say, so, right. But we are free.
I see why she came out on top of her class.
Oh my God.
She held her brief. Topper.
Oh my God, I gotta tell you. How many we have, Damian? Really? No, say God no 3 times. Who is that?
I have a lot of friends. Is that
Oh my God. Can you put it on something,
we just did.
please? Really?
Them like
I told you I called to say something, you know?
Yes.
Why did you say something? I probably Sunday called me now, I know.
Sandy's excited right now.
No, Sunday, what is happening?
Sandy's over the moon. I'm not seeing her comment yet, but she's on the moon.
If it floats, pull it.
Just pull it through.
12.
If it floats, pull it.
Did you just say 12?
You know, say, Calico, my asked Damon a while ago, how much commercial I have? Damon said 12. Talk the truth now. This isn't a conspiracy. It's a conspiracy. I tell you. It's a conspiracy. Eh? Oh my God.
Right. Have the child labor thing going.
Yeah. That's what God said. You must learn to work hard. You know. And to work hard. You must work hard. I tell him. Him know my thing, you know. Him know me not joke nothing. You say, Pepe here, that area. Don't me never need on my track here, you know. Just do the work. Yeah. Do the work. I think a plan for God's hole.
Don't is against the law.
No, I can't go foreign in one place, run on one part. Yeah, fly him out. Yeah. So I ain't breaking no laws. May I go wait now, man. No, man. Go ahead. Took him to get his pedicure and manicure and facial today.
What?
Yes, he got what facial did he get? Picnic pampering, cucumber, banana. Yeah, so he says, Auntie, my face is so smooth. I said, yes, it's smooth. Yes, I'll make sure. Do you think I'm taking right? Yeah, they're right. He man, good man. Smart, very mannerly, polite. But him know him after it. You understand? Coming around, just give him my thing.
So you have a campaign?
Yeah, man, I just him after reach. Yes. So you mean I have a Casey? I say your uncle and Casey, my blood purple. I no, I say alright then. Campaign have purpose, so we work with them. And them have 40s and them something, so we work with it. I'll work with it. So I say, eh?
I refuse to very out of it like the whole denigration. We work with it.
No, we work with it. Yeah, we work with it. So, I don't care see what we work with it. Yeah, all right, go on over there. Like I remember the guy yesterday. We did a Burger King scholarship. They had their scholarships. Interviewed a young man. He got 10 ones in CXC, 8 ones in Cape 1, and 4 ones in Cape 2.
Okay.
So like, what did he say? So he's going to medical school September. Him and his best friend. So them study together. George's. In George's, yeah.
The other side or North Street?
The other side. But we are on the right side. But we're on the other side. Excuse me,
I knew this was coming, you know.
Excuse me, listen. Oh my God.
Right side. Thank you.
There are two. I will repeat.
And so you have the Sabina side on North Street and the Bellevue.
Bellevue side is the KC side, right?
Whatever. There are two great institutions. There are two great institutions on North Street, and they both start with K, the KPH, and Kingston College. So that's where that is, and that's that, right?
Why did we start?
So we're not go down that road in Calicut today, right? No, to Calabar lose. What you say? No man, we win the carrot all year.
No, I don't do that.
Yeah, man.
I don't do
really?
that.
Really? Not this year?
Everybody else does it. This is escalating quite fast.
Oh my God. No matter when Calabar lose, everybody doesn't want to talk about it. So you don't want to talk about it. It's all related, right? Oh, Dr. Phillips, you comfy? You good?
Yeah, man.
Imani, you good?
I'm fine.
Colin, are you good? Would you like any water?
I'm happy just to be here.
Very well.
Wow.
And scones.
I can't do
Oh,
those are lines I don't get. So,
I cannot laugh. No, sir. Relics. Calix come with him relics. I gotta tell you. Man, to Miss Kitty. You look good, you. I say a shape, but yeah. Okay. Today I was walking here, man. Miss Kitty make a wire, you know. See me?
I'm here for the world.
I don't know what.
Want you?
You want to warm me. Like, my governor say, but through the sun, after me, I try to move fast. Hear me? Yeah, man. Big up.
What does that mean?
I want to see him back because I need to see some titles. He might warm me. Want me to do what? Yeah, right? Like, want me for why? You know, I don't know. It's back to school. I have bills. One man, they see me a price, but that's same like me. I say, yeah. I say, I look $14 million right now. Come on, buy your house. Oh, you stay. Him just disappear out of the eye. It's the ballot from the back now. You can't be more something, you know. Something I know, yeah, do, you know. We need a 14 million.
But some are after money and some are after love.
Well,
Some are after company.
I have a lot of love. I just no money. I don't want company. I'm not lonely. I'm born by myself. Hola. Buenas tardes. ¿Cómo estás? What up?
Good?
Huh? Okay, then, man. Where are we now, sir? Oh my God. I'm not telling a lie.
You're very well sponsored.
More commercial than what John Reed Bob on the Isle of Patmos. No, man.
That's done.
God.
Oh, wow. And that's you. Well, at least you get to hear
Oh
yourself.
my God.
That's why I only nugget. I thought you were on here, which is why I nugget.
Oh no, we're on live on Facebook and live on Instagram and live on Nation.
Oh Jesus, you mean they just walk in and shot?
No, that's fine. No,
So you're never off Facebook?
no, never.
Never.
No, I don't want.
Never.
I don't want Sunday a Blackfeet Sunday. Cause me no come on Sunday no see me on. It's a problem. It's gonna be an issue. Me?
Are you?
Yeah, seriously.
We will stay there and talk to her for a minute.
Let me keep it in the
And
meantime.
5 minutes later, I
I'm
saw
beginning the
30
next
pictures
segment.
of me and her.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Then we can.
Mama don't want to go anywhere.
So all that night get up on Facebook?
Yeah. So well, sometimes if I'm at an event. Yeah, like.
When you go on Facebook, come on.
Yes, it's come off. Yes, they're off, right? All right, put your headset on and there we go. Nationwide 90 FM, thank you so much for tuning in and turning on. Thank you for making the smart choice and the smart switch and always keeping your fluffy diva in the mix. We're inside the hour 3 and 4, brought to you by KFC. KFC Buckets. Grab life by the bucket with KFC and just a bucket. KFC, it's finger licking good. Gotta say good afternoon to the entire picnic pampering team over there in the Mall Plaza. Rashad got his manicure, his pedicure, and facial today. So he's sparkling right now, right? Dryland tourist, right? And I gotta tell you, he's feeling himself right now. So thanks to Tada, thanks to all the aunties, thanks to everybody there today that made his services wonderful. And I will encourage parents to take their children to be pampered. It is important that, you know, we want our children to work hard. We task them with working hard, delivering good grades, and, you know, behaving well. And I do think that when they deliver, we ought to make them feel special. We have to treat them. And I especially think that the boys should be introduced to things like these, services like manicure and pedicure. So when them grow big, then we already acclimatized. Because we don't want a man with an hard foot and an all heel back, a tear up a sheet, and them somebody with a dirty finger and these things. You understand? So I do think that when you incorporate these things for the little boys, they will get an understanding of proper hygiene, taking care of themselves, carrying themselves well, and that will make our lives much easier as women. So thanks again to Picnic Pampering, Auntie Tada, and all the aunties at Picnic Pampering. Well, I gotta tell you, he's being pampered right now in my studio, but he's a man on a mission, a very serious mission, a mission about which he is very passionate, a mission about which he is steadfast, and he is my very special guest in studio, Member of Parliament for East Central St. Andrew, and the President of the People's National Party, Dr. Peter Phillips. Good afternoon to you, sir.
Good afternoon, Miss Kitty.
Should I say Dr. Phillips or AKA Dr. Ravers?
No, just say Peter.
or Peter Ravers, because I saw you dancing.
We'll try it.
Yeah, try and sing. No, I gotta tell you, Dr. Phillips, I was very impressed, right? To see you doing some moves, and I'm thinking to myself that normally people are not accustomed to seeing you in that very affable, fun kind of way, and it was nice to see that side of you. Who knew that Dr. Phillips had it in him to be a Peter Ravers?
No, man, only for people know.
Oh, they know.
Only
Oh, they just not talking.
Some don't know.
Oh, some don't know.
Some know.
And of course, you're in your own lane.
In my own
You know what I mean?
lane.
Yes, so the boy can't style you.
No boy can't style.
I gotta tell ya, it is great to have you in my studio this afternoon. You know, of course, vying for the position to be the leader of the People's National Party, or returned as the leader, come September 7, 2019. How are you feeling right now? I know that, for example, the campaign has been grueling, it has been rigorous. How have you been managing? How have you been coping?
All right, hard work is not unusual, not strange. We have been doing the work and on the road, meeting with the comrades. In fact, more and more as you meet with the comrades.
Yes.
I mean, not just in this campaign, but generally, when you're among the Jamaican people, you kind of feel at home. It's a real lift of the spirits.
Yes, authentic.
So, yeah, man.
And of course, in terms of reaching out to them, talking to them, what is the general feedback you have received from them in terms of galvanizing your support?
Well, we feel good. Generally, they feel good. I think there's a sense in which the party has found its authenticity, found its real PNP self.
Yes.
And that has arisen out of the campaign. But I keep making the point, you know. I didn't come in the party to be MP, didn't come in the party to be leader. I just came in the party to work for build a better Jamaica.
Yes.
I mean, and this is as a youth of 20-year-old. I mean, I took my own decisions then.
Yes.
Born in a PNP family, my grandfather was a counselor, my father was in education, but was a very clear-thinking, patriotic Jamaican who cast his lot with the PNP. As a youth, my first offer to campaign, I was still at JC, 17 years old.
Yes.
And went to David Court to campaign. Still boarding at school, so we didn't play a central part in that campaign. And then after After that was the 1967 elections. After that, we did our own thing, Black Power, while at UWI,
Yes.
12th tribe, Rastafari.
Right, because a lot of people may not know that you were a Rastafarian before.
And it is a article,
Yes, right?
the article Conviction.
Yes, so you don't have to
even though
dread
you
to
have
be
no
Rasta.
dread,
Don't have to dread. It's not a dreadlocks thing, but it's one
so
conception
those
of the art.
convictions are still very much a
Yes.
conviction about the basic equality of the human being.
Yes.
The need for us to be proud of our African heritage as
Yes.
a people. The recognition of the inequality in the world.
Yes.
You know, that keeps what we used to call the third world peoples submerged. But Michael Manley, for me, and for a whole generation, brought it all together.
Yes.
So we just came to work. As we have worked, we have been assigned different tasks in the party. And the task that was assigned to me in March 2017 was to be leader of the party.
Yes. Well, a lot of people or some people are looking on and saying, okay, you are the leader, but you've been in the People's National Party for a number of years. And of course, some persons may not agree with all the policies of the People's National Party being in government for 18 years, of which you were a part. What is it now that Dr. Peter Phillips is coming with in terms of the future of the People's National Party and the future of Jamaica, possibly, that was not there before?
Well, the first thing that we need to really emphasize is that each period of history has its own challenges.
Yes.
You take the period 2012 to 2016. We literally had to face the challenge of bringing Jamaica back from the edge of total bankruptcy
Yes.
and survival. What we were looking at as the money was running out, as our reserves are running out, was shortages, power cuts, lack of gas for transport, all of those things. Now, when you're sliding down a hill, if you use a farmer's analogy
yes.
and experience, you have to first stop sliding.
Yes.
So that took all our energies at that point in time and the energies of the government. Now, as the situation should be relieved,
Yes.
what my conviction is to ensure that the mission of the economic and social reconstruction of Jamaica, to make it a more equitable society rather than the kind of very unequal society that it is now, become a palpable reality.
Yes.
Now, I think that though there are three fundamental things that contribute to the continuous persistence of inequality.
All right, hold those thoughts for me, please. We're talking to Dr. Peter Phillips today, right here on Miss Kitty Live. It is Island Wednesday, and we're going to take our time signal, and we'll be right back. 3:47. Dr. Peter Phillips, Member of Parliament for East Central St. Andrew and the President of the People's National Party, is in studio with me. There is a run-up between himself and Peter Bunting, which will all come to a crescendo come September 7, 2019. Who will be on top? Who will come out as the leader of the People's National Party? Dr. Peter Phillips says that he is the man for the job. He has the job, and he is the man for the job who will be able to topple the Andrew Holness-led JLP, Jamaica Labour Party. The three fundamentals are, Dr. Phillips.
Yeah, three things. First of all, if we want to be a rich country, and every Jamaican wants Jamaica to be a rich country, to come out of third world, go to first world.
Yes.
Education is at the heart of it.
Yes.
And right now, we have a system where you have about 45, what you would call name brand schools. I was talking about
Yes.
one of them earlier.
Yes.
But you have 118 other schools. In the 45, 3 out of every 4 students get 5 or more
CXCs, yes.
And in the others, is less than 2. 1, get the 5.
Yes.
So you have to raise it. You don't have no dunce people around the place. What you have are bad schools. And so we have to really take on that as a national challenge.
Yes.
And when I say take it on as a national challenge, when you ask me what I bring,
Yes.
because I was never leader of the party before.
Because I was just about to ask that, Dr. Phillips, because a lot of people, I'm sure, sitting at their desks right now or in their cars or at home is going to say, but Dr. Phillips, you were a part of the People's National Party who created these so-called bad schools and would have caused the inequality and inequity.
Well,
Therefore, how can you speak on it now?
Well, I would look at it this way. Equally, I would say I was part of that. As I said, we did things. In my time in government, I had different ministries, different things, but there's a different reality.
Yes.
There's a reality when you have 150% debt to GDP, when you're spending 80 cents out of the dollar, paying wages and paying back for debt.
Yes.
That is not the same reality when you're spending 20 cents out of the
So you're saying then that the financially austere times that we endured then and some of the fiscal
for part
policies.
of that time.
Yes.
For part of that time. When you had the world economy in recession, there are things, but there's much in the record of the party that commends it, because maybe it's just people not remembering, but you won't change history with a snap of the finger.
Right.
But my ability to go to Jamaica College, which my father was not able to do, was made possible because Norman Mandy's generation introduced common entrance.
Right.
You have a whole generation of people who got to school and university because of free education introduced by Michael Manley.
Yes.
You had minimum wage and workers' rights and these
maternity
things.
leave with
So
pay.
progress along. So the fact to say that you were in government but it wasn't perfect is really not really saying nothing. The fact is, and you can ask, what did we do? And in terms of my own sense of the things that I was able to do, whether it was helping to coordinate the implementation of the Greater Portmore housing scheme, 20,000 houses, which was my first task under Michael Manley's leadership, or putting in place MIDA to support small and micro enterprises, or redeveloping KPH and building a new hospital in Maypen at the time, establishing the Drug for the Elderly program as Minister of Health, or establishing JUTC and getting rid of the old no schoolers bus system when I was Minister of Transport, or getting out the Colombians when I was Minister of National Security, or dealing with the economy as Minister of Finance. I believe that I can.
So your track record shows the work that you've done.
I think I can face Jaja and say when I reach there, so I say I did my best.
Yes. Well, to be fair to you, Dr. Phillips, I've heard persons, even from the other side, echo the fact that a lot of the financial benefits that we have now are based on policies that you would have implemented then, and we're reaping the benefits now. And so your work stands unequivocally, and persons have said that completely and without any kind of, doubt or anything at all, that you have done your work, especially in the financial sector. Did this raise...
But I want to talk about the three things.
Very well, quickly, yes.
Education.
Yes.
We need to transfer some basic wealth to the people, and land is what government has.
So Peter Phillips is going to be doing that?
That is my hope, ambition, mission.
Okay, so land, yes, so education, land.
And then support for the small business, the real producers.
Yes.
We often don't notice the real producer. Next time you go road, just look at how much people manufacture furniture under breadfruit tree.
Or mechanic.
Mechanic on sidewalk,
Shop.
under the thing, under tarpaulin. Women making their things on a veranda, making uniform and cap and various things.
Yes.
Or things for sell tourists. These people who are on the margins of economic life need to be brought into the mainstream. You have some people in the society learn how to trade at them parents' dining table.
Yes.
How to trade internationally. We, given our history, we need the government, an activist government needs to be providing support, access to finances, and mentoring.
Yes.
To get our people onto the mainstream playing field of economic life. Those things have been the mission of the PNP ever since. That's why I say I don't resile from the philosophical traditions of the PNP. I am proud of our traditions as a party forged in the womb of democratic socialism.
But would you say, or would it be fair to say, or assess that the People's National Party could have done much more and done much better for the people of this country, being that they were at the helm of the country for so long?
If you ask me the question that was it a perfect government in the over the 18 years, no, we are human,
Yes.
not perfect. If you ask me whether they were real accomplishments, I say yes. That's why we were re-elected each time.
Yes.
Because there were real benefits in housing, in improved schooling, 90% of the children in basic school. If you ask me which was the major area of failure, I think it is in sustaining the progress in economic terms.
Yes.
But at each point in time, you have to deal with the challenges that you face.
Yes. And so you're prepared now to step up and and accomplish these three things. Because Dr. Phillips, the political landscape has changed.
Mm-hmm.
Gone are the days where politicians just come and make promises, have a manifesto, and then, oh well, nothing happens. Because we're at a stage now where accountability is key. Because if Jamaica and Jamaicans are to move forward, we need leaders who will be held accountable. So if I say I'm going to do something, I do it not just to get a vote, but I want to do it for the development of the people and the nation.
But I agree with you.
Yes.
But I also want to highlight another aspect of what I see. You see, I like to look at history.
Yes.
And the truth is, I'm not saying this out of excess of partisanship, but if you look at the 100 years between full free 1838
Yes.
and 1938, when the People's National Party was formed out of that labor uprising, popular uprising, you would see in that first 100 years very little was done. Paul Bogle was hanged, him and 600 other people out in St. Thomas, hanged them just for asking for land.
Yes.
At the end of slavery. No right to vote for anybody, no access to any decision making for ordinary Jamaican black people. People's National Party was formed and a process of development got underway.
Yes.
Open up education, health services, open the right to vote, right to strike, right for labor,
Yes.
all of those things. So that it is to continue that progress that was started that we really need to do. And to do it, you have to have a vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
And the vehicle, I have a responsibility, and I think we all do, but I certainly accept the responsibility to try to ensure that we keep a viable political organization true to those original principles of social upliftment.
Yes.
And committed to the principle of equality of opportunity and the leveling down of the differences. We still are a society.
Yes.
We have a few who have too much, more than they will ever be able to use.
And the many that don't have.
And you have the many that not have enough.
And I think that's where a lot of Jamaicans, why a lot of Jamaicans are jaded, especially where politics and politicians are concerned, because we've heard that repeated over the years, and still it is a systematic thing which exists no matter who is at the helm of the country.
Well, yeah, but and we can have a debate about that because there are many failures of policy, yes. Including in the People's National Party. But there's also great changes in the world outside of us.
Yes.
That have made things difficult to change. And so I think that what we have to be careful about as a country is a kind of notion that just yields to hopelessness and say nothing can happen because the world has got bad. Inequalities, the big problem they're talking about in North America, where they're talking about the 1%, because the truth is the conservative revolution if you want to call it,
Under
a
Trump.
counter-revolution.
Yeah.
Not only Trump, but going back to Reagan and Thatcher,
Yes.
was directly aimed at reversing the gains that came out of the 60s and 70s with decolonization and the spread of progressive movements.
So is the Jamaica Labour Party reversing the gains from the People's National Party, or the gains that the People's National Party made? Are those gains being reversed by the Jamaica Labour Party? Under Andrew Holness?
What I can say is this, that certain the promises that were made
Yes.
when they came in, like promise to sleep with door and window open, now seem like a cruel joke because crime has grown phenomenally.
Yes.
And even with 7 states of emergency in 18 months, it's still, the murders in St. James and others are still in excess, and there is no plan. What I can say is that the plan about prosperity has also been demonstrated by the own numbers coming out of the Planning Institute to have been overtaken by rising poverty.
Yes.
Because that's what the numbers show. And that the talk of economic growth and 5 in 4 is shown just in the numbers that came out yesterday, that growth is slowing, not going. So obviously, in what has been a generally favorable international environment, they have not managed well.
All right, we're talking to Dr. Peter Phillips this afternoon. He's here making his presentation, making his bid as to why he should be chosen, voted as being the next leader of the People's National Party. He is the leader right now, the incumbent leader, and of course he is going up against Peter Bunting of the People's National Party. It all will come to a helm on September 7th, and so we're going to be talking to Dr. Phillips now, after the news rather, about whether or not he's the man for the job. Why is he the man for the job? Was he shocked by the fact that Peter Bunting decided to challenge him? We're going to talk about that and more right here on Miss Kitty Live. And do remember, if you have a question for Dr. Phillips, you can call in, or you can send those questions to my Instagram or my Facebook or to my WhatsApp message, and we will definitely present those questions to him. Dr. Peter Phillips, Member of Parliament for East Central St. Andrew and President of the People's National Party.
So those ladies are the people who walk with you and
Yes. Yes. Yes.
you know, you see all of that.
You're afraid.
Oh wow.
Yeah, what me was saying at the stand, hold your back.
Oh yeah.
I walk with a cause this. Just out of nowhere, some bloop.
Wow.
Wow, indeed.
Okay.
Stop eating meat completely.
Yeah.
That's what he said?
Yeah, he said he cut out meat.
No meat at all.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you see that?
Yeah, but that's more too. That meat alone not do that. Him look like him cut up on carbs and sugar as well.
And then maybe most likely my workout too.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
Slim and weird.
Sexy. And we don't eat meat, dog. I don't know, when did dogs become a reference? I like people? Yes. When?
Dog, you mean D-A-W-G?
Yeah, dog. What one dog?
Long
Baby
time,
dog.
that's a whole thing.
No, that's so old.
No, it's not so old.
It's not so old. It's
No,
not
it's from
10-year-old
DMX,
or
yeah.
15. Not more than that.
Yeah, man, not more than
There's nothing out
15.
of America.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the time.
I don't know why people like it.
Yeah, it's not. Well, it is. Not
Yeah,
likable.
it's not flattering at all. Dog. Yo, dog. You can't do that, dog. Me or a girl I call each other dog. What one dog? Pardon?
Well, a long time ago, I call a woman bitch in America.
Yes, true.
But that was a bad thing too.
Yeah, all that,
There
like,
is equality. That must be.
Rude. Like, why you...
I never call them
Dog.
bitch or dog.
Yeah?
No.
You can't find other hurtful things to tell you.
True.
You would want to tell anybody hurtful things.
Eh? What is it?
Yeah, I wonder why she would want to tell
Can you have some people that get hurtful things? Yeah. Get off a dip. Yeah. Me say some bird dirt things. Yeah. I'm with my head lean, me nice. Stay sir, you know, oh, you know, yes, man. Yeah, we're nice, so we're nice, so we're not nice, so we're not nice. Yeah, so when you do the wrong something, and some of the people them, yeah, you cross the line, you get shelled out. Yeah. Unapologetically. Yeah. Every word with 5 syllables so get put down. Yeah. We descend in the arena.
When they go low.
Yeah, no, sometimes they can't bother go eye, because they never ear. Yeah, no bother with it. Sometimes they go eye. Oh my God, what you said was, I'm so flabbergasted by what you said. That verbiage and vernacular. They don't understand, share well, you're lucky. You're lucky. They have to talk with you, I can't understand. You have to reach the people where they are. You know the vernacular, you know up there, so they have to reach you. Yeah, come on, you understand what I'm saying. Yeah. I don't want it to seep in and resonate. Yeah. It's like a lot of people, they don't watch Parliament because they don't understand what's going on. The words, they don't get it. So like, alright, even the stock market. Alright, you're watching the news, right? And when the stock market comes, it'll switch because me don't know what is up and what that mean. I don't understand. So you see, and that is what I have done in my career, to be able to reach you from whatever strata you are. So whether you're a road scholar or you're a street man, I can reach you wherever you are because I cannot relate to, it's for example, when we go to court, I cannot speak to a witness who is a university graduate. Same way I speak to somebody who didn't graduate from high school or primary school. Yeah, you're not going to get this. I'm have to reach you. So when I say to you, so Dr. Phillips, when you your trachea was fractured. No. First of all, what is a trachea? But you say a windpipe. You understand what I say? So you have to reach people where they are, and that is when you translate to them. Because I have to speak your language. Don't make sense. I'm going to a fashion meeting and be speaking regular terms. You have to speak your language. You have to reach you. So if you're there market and you're there road, I can talk road. Don't can't talk the earth. Just by you saying in your own lane alone. Him really? I'm a dope. I like him. Remember I know. Before, nobody tells him. Him cool, him article. I like that one day.
No, you're not.
You're not. When you say if I should say, so tell me about his policy. You know, I don't know, but him real. I like him. One something you say, you have to know these things. You can't. I'm stoic. Well, in my own lane, just one top alone. If I should say to them, so what do you like about his policies, his manifest? What is that manifest what? What is it? In manifest? In manufacture? What is it? In body? What is it? Come in here, what is it? Oh, one something. Oh. Alright, Damien, where are we now?
But man, you have the most ordinary cute in the nation, right?
No, sir.
Just get the paper for the station.
Oh my God.
They live in here. They live.
You still there, man? You go?
Honey, you're on the broadcast. Yeah, just saying.
Man?
I'm just letting him know. So if you're hiding from him,
We can see you.
I can't get no signal.
somebody see me. Somebody see me.
They saw you.
He give me. She just put on the live broadcast.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
Trust me.
I know. Some girl found something. I think I probably used to teach her and sent you.
Okay.
And she said she just come in.
Very well. I gotta tell ya. Come back with where you have to come back with. Okay. I think I mean like a rapture. Like it, it's hot.
Yep.
She's allowing herself to be married. Yeah, that's important.
Yes.
Okay. Little girl.
No, Lila, I care.
I saw her last year at the festival in Phillips.
Oh, literary festival? Calabash, yeah.
It was her and like 4 women putting on Naomi Cohen. It was just wicked.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
She shared something authentic, organic, no put on no
Like she shine on
Yeah,
stage,
man.
you know.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, literally.
Well, the power of Jamaican culture is that 46 years later, it's still touring like they're 20.
True.
No, but them are
In a circle or two. In a circle.
Yeah, but
That's why
they're
In a
money.
circle, we
That's why-
have to talk to
just a back, you know.
Yeah. Turn up for me. Like a rapture.
And everybody get captured. Play sleep up like helicopter. When them see the lyrics come chapter. Coffee come in like a raptor. And everybody get captured. Play sleep up like helicopter. When them see the lyrical laughter. Coffee acting up the temperature for them see. Me know them envy but friend if he envy. You a pass me to people around me so plenty. But me pocket now empty, me need space so Lord. Yeah, me see them a watch me do a clap now. I'ma see to me a beating for lockdown. Sitting in a the bed, the bikini and the sentry. I drench me but me fire go blaze and I see a
And you know we come in like a rapture every weekday afternoon 3 until 5 o'clock, Monday to Friday. Log on, listening, and do remember to spread the word. Coffee on your radio. She made Barack Obama's summer playlist for 2019, and that just goes to show the power of the Jamaican music or culture. Cause Al Barack Lagi, you understand? You can imagine Al Barack and those Siva and them somebody are shampoo. I wonder if him can do flary. I wonder if him can snap. Good thing them, the good president them. And talking about the good presidents, Dr. Peter Phillips, the president of the People's National Party, is here with us this afternoon, talking to us about his bid to be re-elected as the leader of the People's National Party. Dr. Phillips, what makes you the ideal candidate to be leader or re-elected leader of the People's National Party?
Well, the first thing I would say, it's really not about me as much as it is about how do we preserve the authentic PNP.
Yes.
And the delegates 2 years ago determined unanimously, in fact the only time that we've had a president selected unanimously, apart from Norman Manley, in March 2017. So that mandate, as far as I'm concerned, still exists. Now there's a challenge. People have the right in the Constitution to challenge, but I couldn't walk away from it because 2 years ago the delegates unanimously were of a view.
Yes, but your opponent is saying that some of the delegates are of the view that they don't want you to be there anymore because you have not re-energized the party, you are not leading the party, you're not ideal for the future of the party, and so they have decided to mount a challenge.
He has decided to mount a challenge. We will see about they.
Okay, very well.
Time comes.
Yes.
But it is, it's a family show, so I won't describe those claims in the language that immediately comes to mind.
Very well.
But it is nonsense to say that the party has been doing nothing.
Yes.
In that period of time, we have found candidates, people like Walton Small, the former principal of Wolmer's, Andre Horton, young, bright lecturer at the University of the West Indies, Michael Hemmings, young attorney, Valerie Nita Robertson,
yes.
mature Queen's Counsel.
Yes.
We have found people like Andre Hilton to go back into Central St. James. We have found candidates like Val Wint up in Southwest St. Anne, Oswald Senior Smith up in North East St. Catherine, young Hugh Graham, who is going to be taken over from Bobby Pickersgill, Damian Crawford, who we put back in the Senate, we have brought. So 21 and more. I've named all. Shane Alexis.
Yes.
Now, I would venture to say that at this point in an election cycle, the PNP has more top-rate candidates in place than any political party has ever had at this point.
The other thing that's being was pontificated was that the fact that Damian Crawford, the loss in Portland, was seen as Dr. Peter Phillips not being able to galvanize support in the party and get everybody where they need to be to contest successfully Andrew Holness at the polls. True or false?
Well, I would say, again, I would call that BS, right? For the simple reason that if you look at the history of elections in Jamaica, there is no party leader that has not lost a by-election. In 2001, P.J. Patterson, after 2 terms going for his third, lost the by-election in Northeast St. Anne,
Yes.
which up to then had been a safe fish PNP seat. Nobody was raising this in Portia's time. We had a series of by-elections from West Portland and other places. Nobody had ever said that this was the basis for some grand challenge. So you had some people, and it was evident in Portland, who had a view that they wanted to do a challenge.
Yes.
That they were preparing for this, so much so that instead of providing a little support for Damien with t-shirts and things, they was out there giving out their own.
Yes.
It's a free country. But the people need to deal with the real facts.
Yes.
So, as it is, what is going to be demonstrated when the right time comes is what the delegates of the party feel about it. It's not to be an argument between me and Peter Bunting or anybody else.
Yes.
This is a matter for delegates
To decide. What is the relationship like between you now and yourself and Peter Bunting? Is it cordial? Do you speak to him? Does he speak to you at all? What's the relationship at this
Well,
time?
we have always had a cordial relations talking about things, but truth is I haven't spoken to him from the time he sent me that letter. Not that I haven't had reason to.
Yes.
He hasn't called me for anything. I haven't called him.
Very well. And in terms of that letter that you made reference to, he was on my show, and I asked him specifically if he, sprung, if you made this challenge on you. He said no, he did not. He spoke to you about it. He wrote to you about it. Is that true?
Half, if anything. We were having a discussion extending over a period of time about ways in which he could be more directly involved in strengthening the party. We had put him on a number of committees, given him tasks to deal with the technological modernization of the party and its canvassing. We had established a resource group aimed at really getting constituencies ready, where we had the general secretary leading it, but and people who with a lot of campaign experience. We put experienced officials, former general secretaries, along with some young people.
Yes.
So that we could have this transfer across generations. We were discussing other ways, including ways involving a role in a possible campaign structure, a role in the parliament, etc.
Yes.
We were having this discussion. At a certain point, I said, well, there are things that need to happen. But I've heard this talk about a challenge. So that my offer, what we were discussing, was contingent upon knowing whether you were going to or not.
Yes.
So we were having a conversation.
Yes.
Promised to get back to me about those matters. And the getting back on the day when he was to get back, in fact, there was a meet at the stadium. And I remember in the evening I called and said, I thought you were to get back to me. And he said, I've sent you a letter.
Yes.
And that was to get back. But I was having a conversation, I got a letter.
Okay.
So
and can you tell us the contents of the letter?
That he was going to
challenge.
Yes.
So that was the first time you knew unequivocally that he was going to challenge you in the letter.
Yes.
So you had not spoken about it before, and the letter was kind of just an official way to say, Dr. Phillips, I'm going to challenge you.
Yes.
Do you think the challenge is warranted?
Do I think it is warranted?
Yes. Or unreasonable? Was it unreasonable of him to challenge at this time?
That is a matter for him and his conscience
Yes.
to determine. I recognize, I have always been of the view that there are rights that people have in
Yes.
the Constitution. But, you know, there are some simple things that have defined the history of the party up to now.
Yes.
That is to say that, first of all, when I look at the history of the party, every leader post Norman Manley has assumed leadership after passing through the post of vice president. It's not a requirement
Yes.
of the Constitution, but one can say it has been so
A tradition.
regular that
Yes.
it is probably almost a tradition.
Yes.
Michael Manley was vice president of the party, elected in 1967, became leader in 1969. P.J. Patterson was elected a vice president in 1969 and served right until 1980, and then became chairman of the party after that.
Yes.
But then Portia Simpson Miller was elected 1977 and served until 2006 as a vice president
Mm-hmm.
of the party. And I was elected 1999 a vice president, served until 2008,
Yes.
and then did not stand again. Now, I've thought about this, and I think that one of the things about the vice presidency, why it has proven and your capacities to offer these things,
On the job training.
on the job training,
Yes.
show me emotion,
Yes.
as they would say. Now, Peter Bunting has never sought to offer himself. There were vice presidential elections in the party last year.
Very well.
We elected a slate of vice presidents: Damian Crawford,
Yes.
Michael Phillips, Philip Paul,
Philip Paulwell, yes.
and Wickham McNeil, right? If he had wanted to show motion,
Yes.
offer yourself.
But I can hear him saying, Dr. Phillips, or his supporters saying,
I don't
but
finish yet.
then, Dr. Phillips, you can't decide if he should offer
I'm not
himself as a
deciding.
vice president or a
I
president.
don't tell you already, so the delegate, I'm going to decide.
Yes.
I am asking these questions more as an analysis of the history.
Very well.
Why not?
Yes.
Why not be part of that movement to
Yes.
assist in the development of the party? There even in 2016, I think there were vice presidential
Yes.
elections. As I say, there is a reason why people consider these things in that way.
Yes.
Generally speaking, people come to the presidency because people have urged them.
Yeah, he said that persons have urged
He said
him.
persons urged
Yeah,
him.
they've spoken to him.
So he's made his judgment, and the delegates will decide.
Talk to me about persons in terms of supporting you. So when the challenge was put to you, and then you had to seek now support, were you surprised by anyone who has not supported you? Did it come as a surprise to any of the supporters for Rise United who are not on the 1PNP team? Did it come as a surprise to you at all?
Well, I put it this way: I am very, very pleased with the quality and scale and size of the support that all the vice presidents of the party are supporting
Yes.
my candidature, that the 6 regional chairmen of the party are supporting my candidature, that the more than 70% of the councillors, the members of parliament and others are supporting, and the candidates of the future are overwhelmingly supporting. I am pleased for that. But I keep making the point. One of the things that I find about this whole episode
Yes.
is that it is being put in terms of a contest between two individuals.
Yes.
I have always said, and maybe people don't believe it because they have this tendency where that so many people want to say, fulfillment of ambition, you kind of crown yourself.
Yes.
But that's not how I proceed. Whether you want to believe it or you don't want to believe it. The bottom line is that even in this episode, I go to all of those people. There was not every single one, but,
Yes.
But people who have the seniority, the experience, and say, give me a view. What do you
Yes.
think?
Were you surprised that Fenton Ferguson didn't support you?
I was.
Yes. Were you hurt by that?
Hurt is not a word, you know. Bob sing a tune long time ago, man to man. So
Yes.
you just don't know.
Or
who to
surprised?
trust. So your best friend can be your worst enemy, and
Yeah.
your worst enemy can be your best friend.
Yes.
As I live longer in life, I get to understand that there are people with honor and people without.
Yes.
And that I don't judge how it is, I just live life. People, I think somebody who we are somebody who doesn't give their word,
Yes.
or who more importantly says, I cannot support you. I am, because I believe A, B, C, D. I respect that view and that person more than what seems to be a pattern that some people develop now. That's boy, give words and then abandon their own word
Yes.
without consideration. I'm not going to talk about any particular individual,
Yes.
but the issues that activate me, that motivate me, is how do I make a contribution, having been asked and agreed to serve 2 years ago. Huh? How do I make my contribution to the preservation of this party, which I think is a vital part of our nation's legacy, such that future generations can have use of it?
Talk to me a little bit about the polls, because we've been seeing a lot of polls coming out as of late, and in all the polls though, it is showing that the PNP is still behind Andrew Holness. So if a general election is called, you are shown to be still behind, second position behind Andrew Holness.
Well, I
are
would
those
say-
polls plausible?
I would
And how do you take those
I
polls?
would say that certainly all polls agree that the PNP has narrowed the gap. And,
Yes.
and the most recent polls say that it's a statistical dead heat.
Okay.
But what I do know, and what worldwide we know, that we have work to do, and we need to continue the work
Yes.
after we get through this diversion of energies that is taking place, and that we need to make the case to the Jamaican people that we represent, we, the People's National Party, a better
Option.
choice
Yes.
for continuing progress on behalf of the Jamaican people. And I think that what I would say to them is that there is clear evidence that what they were promised has not occurred.
Yes.
And that certainly on my own record, we represent a safe pair of hands able to deliver, because we have done it before.
Yes.
And we have fixed problems before. Now, polls, Martha
Yes.
Taylor of blessed memory in East Kingston, Port Royal, said polls are a snapshot. Huh? Polls have predicted victories, which turned out not to be so, and losses, which turned out not to be so. All of us in the PNP, certainly in 2016, had every expectation of winning.
A victory. Yes.
Didn't happen. So what I have learned from my experience in the party is that when the PNP is united
Yes.
as a team, when we are each in the leadership committed to the notion of team and the principle of of working all for one and one for all, mutual support with clear objectives, that we generally win.
Yes.
P.J. Patterson it was said of him that he was not going to be able to win elections. He proved to be the winningest.
Yes.
He was behind Siaga, which was at the time, but he won and won and won again and has won more terms than any political leader.
So for the persons then who are saying that Dr. Phillips is not able to win general elections and will not be able to pull the PNP through, then they may be misguided.
Well, what I say, if they study history,
Yes.
they will recognize that even the man that was wrecking the argument about poll never figured in the poll.
Talk to me about the divergence of energies, Dr. Phillips. If it is that you are re-elected as leader of the People's National Party, are you prepared to work with Peter Bunting and many of those or some of those who have supported him on his
The
slate?
People's National Party is a volunteer organization. Nobody no pay nobody to be a member of the PNP. All you really need is not like heaven where you say all you need is a pure heart and clean hands. But what you really need is to be committed to the principles and objectives of the party, the rules and the constitution of the party, and work.
Yes.
I think if anything, so I am prepared to work with anybody who subscribes.
Yes. And what if he wins? Are you prepared to work with him?
I'm prepared to work in the PNP. I've worked all along, but at some point in time, obviously, it can be forever.
Yes.
Or under any condition.
Very well. We're talking to Dr. Peter Phillips this afternoon, Member of Parliament for East Central St. Andrew and President of the People's National Party. We're going to talk to him about things outside of politics and some more about politics as the battle heats up and the race heats up. September 7 is around the corner, and I'm sure that he is of the view that he will be the next president of the People's National Party. Log on listening, and you remember to spread the word and send your questions right here to Miss Kitty Live.
So tell me something. You're practicing law where you're singing.
Yes.
So if I'm not here.
No, I don't finish yet. I have one more year and then I set up a shingle at everybody.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
So I passed the first year of the bar, so I have one more and I'll be ready and free.
Okay.
Oh my God. Get my life back.
From who?
Huh?
Looking at my
Apparently, number one on that social media paper is the one that everybody is stressing about over here.
Okay. All right, good. Oh Lord, yeah man, law school.
She's right around that. She did well, certainly in high school. Right, Kadeen?
Yeah, Carol, we do well in school. Like we're up to Marlborough High School.
She played good softball.
And
netball.
netball.
Oh, you were playing softball?
And netball.
You're telling us
Like-
something I didn't know.
Yep, I'm
I
a
didn't know
netballer.
that.
I'm a baller. Hello.
Celebrity netball.
Yeah, yeah.
Some years
Yes,
ago.
yes. For the Sunshine Girls at National Indoor Sports. That was great.
Yeah, what back things, man?
No, I have many talents. I just- You know, I
So
just-
when you knew, at what stage you knew you were going to be a radio media personality?
You know, it's funny. It happened haphazardly for me. I got an opportunity to be on a teen show, Youth Factor, and it just kind of developed and morphed. But all along, I had politics and law. That's all I had. Want to be a politician and a lawyer. That's all I do.
So when we want to, who wants send to talk to you?
Well, I have my people in your people.
Oh, wow. Because
Yeah,
around here.
law and politics. You know, I've always been an advocate. I've always just been, I was president of student council, president of debate. So I've always,
Arguments in the
yes,
class.
I'm always the one, speaking for the disenfranchised. Yes, I'm fighting for the masses. So I've always been that.
So Colin,
Send me to
but you're not doing that. You're not doing well.
So yeah,
I recruit.
but radio has been fun. It has been diverse. It has been a lot of hard work. Did I say hard work?
You say hard work. Why you say hard work?
Because
I think you just come and chat.
no, because you have to be very informed. You see, that's what a lot of people don't understand. To be able to speak on broad issues, you have to be very
But
informed.
you
So you have
was
to
a
read widely.
unique in Jamaican Really then, because most people don't want to be informed.
Oh no, because
before
they
them
no,
chat.
because you see, it's not a passion for them and it's not a love for them. And I believe that when you have a microphone and you have access to it, you have a duty and responsibility to educate the masses and disseminate information that can build people. So I'm of the view, anybody who
But that
comes in
is
contact
not-
with Miss
That
Kitty
is not
must
a
be better when you
widely held
leave.
view that among radio personalities.
Oh well, no, because none of them just a catch on. They're not like they're a disgrace to the profession. So I take
Even
my
in print.
yeah, I
People do
I
all
take my
kind
thing
of
very
things.
seriously. My show is I don't run idiot things because mediocrity is not a part of me. So me's a winner, and so whatever I'm doing has to be at the highest level. So I owe it to my listeners who they could have been listening to anybody else or tuned into anybody else. If you come to listen to my show, I must give you a good package. So I do edutainment. So it's education, entertainment, something that can make you a better person. You say, well, I never know that. Okay, me never know that Dr. Phillips was a Rasta one time. Okay, all right, yeah. So you can have an opinion, but you have to have an informed opinion.
So you feel about this millennial crew
Yes.
that will take over the world now?
What-
You feel them, you have to do extra work with them?
Well, you have
Because
to.
I have a thing
Yeah.
to really understand life, 140 characters.
Yes.
all this.
Well, as I said, and to some degree, you have to reach them where they are, but you also have to show them the detriment in showcasing life in 140 characters. Having this microwave mentality that I must reach by 20 and I must reach now. You have to remind them that, listen, life is a journey, it's a sojourn, and it won't happen overnight. So yes, I understand that millennial, everybody have ADHD, and oh my God, it's go, and now. But life, you have to pace yourself. And you also, so for me, it's a re-socialization and an exchange of energy. So yes, I will take some things from you guys and okay, I might not be into Snapchat and those things, but yes, but also I must be able to sit and write a letter
But
or
as
explain your
they-
thoughts.
Now the youth were born 95
Yes.
is now what? 30?
95 is
20.
23, 24, around that region.
Yeah.
Coming on. So them going to start on 93. They're going to start make a transition into the 30s
Yes.
in about 3-4 years.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Is there evidence even of those that come a little early of them maturing in their thinking?
Not really. Not necessarily. And I think that though that is a cause of the millennial way of growing children. Give them a tablet and put them in a corner and that's it. We're not talking to them. We're not conversing with them. We're not tapping into them. So yes, you have that tablet, but what do you know from the tablet? What have you learned? How have you become better? You know what I mean? So really and truly, even though you're a millennial, life is life. And so no matter how you think you knew or whatever, it the day before it has come back again.
The truth is, our educational institutions have to adjust how we're going to introduce them to knowledge.
Yes,
Of course.
yes.
In this kind of instantaneous knowledge.
Yes.
You know?
We have to reintroduce those things, but also we still have to stay true to our core values. You know what I mean? And let them understand that, listen, though you get education at a fast pace, you still have to go through the rigors of it. Because guess what? If you skip the rules and you skip the hurdles, you're not going to make it.
But I think very few have read a complete book.
Yes.
Yeah. Like you like,
True.
No, because it's true.
Yeah.
you know?
They can't tell you the name of a book.
Yeah.
True.
Well, I still read a book a month.
Yeah. But Carol, I say sometimes so also where you're inner and who you surround yourself with. Because if everybody around you is not reading a book and it's not cute and it's not hip, that's why for me, I place high value on education. Education always a keep. And it's sex and you're half bright and me not do dance. And you don't cannot be around here. Yeah. You're half bright and brightness a win. Yeah. And it's unequivocal. I don't care what's happening. You could have looked good and shape good till your head bust. If you don't, you're just going park. Because remember, your looks have an expiration date. That shape over there has an expiration date. Somebody always have a prettier face and a better body. Yeah. I'm telling
It's in
you.
my brain.
Yeah, brain. Beauty and brains. Yep. That's what it is. And you have to be non-negotiable about those things, even though, millennial or whatever. So when I go and I do my school tour, just so I speak to them. I say, listen guys, you're beautiful and you're young and all of that. And yes, that is to be,
So respond to you.
well, come and talk to them. I read with them. And they're very receptive, and you know, I get good feedback from them. They let them know what it is. So it's not all fun and games, and it's not a joke. Life is serious, and you have to prepare, and you have to show up for life.
Because, well, there's a task and I feel. No, seriously.
If you not show up, I get my absent.
Yeah, no, it's a serious thing. Because, you know, one of the things that is the greatest perpetuator of transgenerational poverty,
Yes.
teenage pregnancy.
Yes. It's a problem.
And somebody have to talk to you
Yes.
and say, not do it,
Yes.
not do it, not do
Yes.
it.
It's not the ideal situation. Yes. There are persons who would have got pregnant as a teenager and they have bounced back. But once you get pregnant as a teenager, you put it behind the 8 ball. It is not the desired thing.
And
Don't
for
go
your
for
child,
it. Yes.
and for the child.
Yes.
Because a picnic, I grow up
Yeah.
a picnic.
Yeah. Not ready. Generational poverty, and like how we
Yeah.
allergic to poverty.
It just keep going on. But you know, somehow we have these things. 20% of the youth them are born to a teenager.
I have to talk to them
And,
real.
and that is almost the poverty number.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Alright, we're coming back. Nationwide 90 FM. Whoa. I can't do it like Charlie Black's, but you know, I don't have that voice. I don't have the bass. You know, and I'm kind of God, don't have that bass. So big as Charlie Black. We're talking to Dr. Peter Phillips this afternoon, right here on Miss Kitty Live. The hour between 4 and 5 is brought to you by Digicel. Get big savings, up to 50% off, and a free 28-day plan with select LTE devices for back to school with Digicel. Visit a Digicel store today. And we're visiting the mind of Dr. Peter Phillips this afternoon. Dr. Phillips, outside of politics, I mean, you know, when you're not on the campaign trail, when you're not speaking to delegates, you're not speaking to your constituents, I mean, what do you do for fun? How do you relax?
I relax with friends.
Yes.
And I really have to emphasize friends. That is to say that, you see, the more you enter public life, the more you're in a space where you have to kind of watch what you say. Because if you talk careless, it can be reported and embellished and it's things. So
Taken out of context sometimes.
Out of context or just imagined, reimagined.
Yes.
So it means that if you're really going to relax, it's family.
Yes.
And friends. Or family who are friends.
Yes. Are you a white wine kind of guy or a red wine type of guy?
White wine.
White wine. What's your favorite meal? What do you enjoy eating?
Curry goat.
Curry goat? White rice or rice and peas?
Rice and peas.
Pasta or raw veg?
No pasta.
No pasta or raw veg. So you like that. Are you a morning person or a late night person?
Morning.
Morning? About what time normally?
No, I kind of get awake in the morning, somewhere around 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And then I try my little meds.
Yes, the little meds. What was the last book you read? Do you like to read?
Yeah. I read in a book named It's Only a Movie.
Yeah.
By Earl Lovelace.
Okay.
It's on my Kindle right now. Trinidadian author.
Yes.
And I find reading is a very important thing for me just to wind down.
Yes.
At the end of the day. If I come in at midnight, I read for an hour just to
drop the adrenaline levels.
Yeah.
Very well.
You know what I mean?
In terms of watching TV, do you watch a lot of TV? Yeah? What do you enjoy watching?
I watch mainly news and sports.
Yes.
You know, sports.
Yes.
Football.
Yes. Who's your football team?
Man City.
Oh, Man City. All right. Yes, Man City people. Carol, why you bouncing over there? You know, boss, I'm big up Messi. No, Messi, I'm a dance. Messi, I'm a dance, but a Salah, I'm a G. You understand? Salah is my G. I gotta tell you.
Liverpool.
Me just love Salah. No, me like people. Me don't know not about Liverpool, but me just like Salah. And just when in the football, when Ramos drag him down and broke his arm, me ignorant for Ramos. Yeah, me say Ramos. Why you don't be able to follow that? Don't be able to follow that. Yeah, I didn't like Ramos at that time, but I really do admire Salah. In terms of cooking, are you very au fait with the kitchen? Can you cook?
I can, but I don't.
Okay, why not?
Time mainly.
Yes.
Time
You
mainly.
can bake?
I wouldn't say that. No,
Yeah, you wouldn't say that at all.
I wouldn't say that. I try to remember if I ever did, but you know, like as a student, I study overseas.
Yes.
Fine, I found that, well, you'd have to do some cooking.
True.
our staff.
On hall, yes.
Well, I had apartment, do your thing, so
Yeah.
cook. Sometimes I cook things that I thought was good, but the rest of people never think was so good.
Yes.
It still work for me.
Yes.
But that's how you invent
Yes.
things.
And create.
Sometimes I do some things I thought I was eating one thing, but people never think, it was that.
Yes. What
So-
makes Dr. Phillips happy? When are you happiest?
I'm happiest when I'm in an environment where there is harmony and goodwill and love.
Yes. And
That's
what makes
when
you
I'm
sad?
happy.
What makes you sad?
Injustice.
Yes.
Injustice makes me angry and sad.
When you look back at your life, from whence you came, or whence you came rather, what are you proudest of that you have achieved in your lifetime?
Well, I'm proud of children
Yes.
and their accomplishments. I am proud that I have been able through my entire life, when I look at it,
Yes.
has been spent in public service. And I've never found preoccupation with money making exciting or something to do,
Yes.
They thought, I'm no disrespect to anybody who just love money,
Mm-hmm.
but people go through all kind of things that would drive me mad. If I was to own a store, for example,
Yes.
and I could go there every day and measure glass or cloth or board or something, I believe it would drive me absolutely crazy.
Yes.
Though I respect money
Yes.
for what it
Can do very well. Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
But I think that the things I have been able to do in public service give me some satisfaction. Every now and again, a youngster who you help through school,
Yes.
that sometimes you never remember,
Yes.
come and say, boy, I really want to thank you. You feel those moments of contentment.
Yes.
Or that boy, it wasn't all a waste.
Yes.
And then there are some things like that, people might seem commonplace, but to me, it's still a quite big thing.
Yes.
Like implementing the seatbelt law.
Yes.
I just figure there's a whole heap of lives have been
Saved.
saved
Yes.
because of it. Not a big thing, except for whose life gets
But a
saved.
necessary
you feel
thing.
Necessary.
Yes.
And you feel the satisfaction, or you feel, some satisfaction at the JUTC. But then you learn something that, life goes on. None of us indispensable to it.
Very well.
We can
The
only
cemetery is
just
filled up with lots
try
of indispensable people.
Full.
Yes.
You just have to try and see if you can help build institutions that can last beyond.
A question that came in from my social media is, why not retire?
I will.
Yes.
And believe you me, in 2017, it was the biggest question from me personally, because I had really felt, look here, I really think I need to step.
Yes.
The leaders collective of the party came and said, look, we are in a space where there is a lot of division that has endured over a period. We think you have the capacity to pull us together.
Yes.
I took up the task to do it. And insofar as the leaders of the party, not that one man, feel that this is a task that I should still do, then I am prepared to do the task, because speaking personally, I have never had the view that I need to be here eternally. I don't have the view my life has been a waste.
Yes.
As I said, I think that I answered the call now at my age now, even as I did when I was a 20-year-old. It's not about me. There's a tendency in this world to think that everybody wake up in the morning and say, look how I'm good, look how I'm nice. That's not me. I just there to say, how can I make a contribution
Yes.
to this country which I love deeply? It can pain your heart and pain your soul, but it can also be the source of great joy
Yes, and pride.
and pride.
Yes.
Yeah, I grew up in a family where my father who came out of a rural peasant small farming. His mother was a teacher, his father was a small farmer. Them got through, them sent through. But he would just take me up in the morning, carry me down a dongle and say, oh, people shouldn't have to live so.
Yes.
And that any education that you have got obligates you to give back to your country. Those were ideas from I was 10, 12, able to think were instilled in me. So that has been the purpose of life. So just give service.
Give service. Dr. Peter Phillips right here on Miss Kitty Live. $4.49. The Portia Simpson Miller race between yourself, or contest rather, caused a lot of division in the party.
Which one?
Which one? Between yourself and Portia? I think the first one. Was it the first one?
Well, 2006,
Yes.
4 people died for the presidency,
Yes.
vacancy of the
Presidency,
of the
very well.
party.
Yes.
There was Portia, there was Kyle Black, there was Omar Davis, there was myself.
Right. The one between you and her specifically, I think.
Well, in that one, the first one, I mean, we were the two
Main candidates, yes.
Then in 2008, there I did challenge.
Yes.
On the basis that we had developed a tradition in the party that any leader failing at a general election
Yes.
had generally offered
Yes.
the party an opportunity
To
make
re-elect
a decision.
somebody else. So let me ask you, so if it is that you go to the polls generally, let's say you get re-elected on September 7 and you go to the polls with Andrew Holness and you are unsuccessful, would you be open?
Nobody would have to even say hello
Yes.
for me to offer the party.
Yes. So the division that
But we have no plan to lose.
not at all.
Okay.
So the tension and the division in the party has taken time to heal. How do you think the party can heal again from this kind of contest? Because I'm quite sure that division have been drawn and lines have been drawn. How do you think the party can come together? Let's say on September 7 you win or he wins. How can we come together to galvanize support and go together as really one PMP risen and united?
PNP has always had a capacity to come together. In the case, and one never knows. It depends on the particular individuals around at various points in time. In the case of Portia and myself, we had served together for so many years in so many capacities on behalf of the party that, we were both for 10 years, well, less than 10, I was General Secretary, she was a Vice President, I was part of the campaign leadership. She again was a vice president. I remember the 1999 gas strike.
Mm-hmm.
She and I walked together with teams clearing roadblocks. We walked from Maxfield Park all the way to Old Harbour clearing. So we had this collective effort in the 80s and demonstrations over things. We had
together.
So yes. It made the resolution of differences and contests quite easy. Not all our supporters on either side were as easy to come together as we in fact did, and we worked together in the administration post 2012. Perfectly. She asked me to be her campaign director.
Yes.
I agreed to do it. She asked me to be her Minister of Finance. I agreed to do it. and we work together.
Why
so
are
that's
you-
a tradition in the
People's National Party. Why are you the ideal leader, Dr. Phillips? And why are you deserving of being the next leader come September 7 of the People's National Party?
Well, for one thing, I think I have an understanding of the party's traditions, its philosophy, and I subscribe to it. For another, I think I share the empathy with the broad majority of the PNP delegates who come up. The party is like any organization, is an organism with people who have dreams, ambitions, hopes, fears, and beliefs. And you know, your people. It is said that the longer people know each other and work with each other in households and things, their hearts start beating sync with each other.
Yes.
In that kind of way.
Yes.
Share the
Synchronicity.
heartbeat
Yes.
of the party. I believe also that I share the basic philosophical outlook of the majority of the comrades, and the traditions.
Yes.
And those traditions are important. Policy environments change from time to time. You know, what may have worked in 1970 won't work now.
Yes.
But principles, I use the example, you know, people change jobs from them start out as messenger and then become managing director. But the principle that they are going to be honest,
Yes.
despite the fact that you're a messenger and you are now a big MBA, that principle of honesty is the principle that continues throughout,
Right.
that determines who you are. Well, that's the same feeling I have about the philosophy of the party.
And for
Its
persons,
commitment to equality and egalitarianism.
and for persons who say or believe that you are too old, you're not, young enough in terms of reaching the young people, you're a dinosaur, you're not technologically savvy, and you're not where the young people are, what do you say to those people?
Well, I don't know. When I used to think people were a whole generation away from me in school, but what's the difference between 69 and 60? That's the age difference between me and Bunting.
Yes. So, 69 and 60, that is the difference. But I got to tell you, Dr. Peter Phillips has said he is the man for the job. And of course, his track record shows the same, what he has done over the years.
I have to keep telling you.
Yes.
So the delegates.
The delegates, yes.
I am not out there to crown myself.
Yes. Yeah, but you still have to speak to the
No,
delegates.
I
so
talk with them.
yeah, so they have to
But
decide.
everywhere when I talk with them, I talk to them about the vision of the party.
Yes.
The fact that I see myself wanting, I come to bust the young people.
Yes.
I come to ensure that the party set itself with its vision, as we have shared and discussed in what we call the covenant with the people of Jamaica. That is a document prepared. That the principles of honesty and integrity that have always defined the PNP as leadership that you can trust.
Yes.
I come to ensure that those things are embedded for future generations again, because every time you go through renewal, you go through government, sometimes you lose the intensity, political education,
Yes.
which has been vital, because money politics
Yes.
from our political opponents nationally and others have always been a feature
Yes.
of modern Jamaican politics, and we have never had money like the Labour Party.
Well, let me just ask you quickly, Dr. Phillips, because we have to
So what
leave
we
now
have
because
is
Prefuse.
vision and a vision for the country, a vision for Jamaica.
I know you've been in politics a long time, and this very rigorous, political campaign that you are going through right now. I know that there are many people that you'd like to thank. Who are some of those persons who have worked with you, helped to support you, galvanize your efforts, and what would you like to say to those persons?
Well, the first set of people I would thank are my political leaders in East Central St. Andrew, my councillors, Dennis Gordon, Nena Wilson, Sonia Gonzalez, Cynthia Burrell, now deceased, who have made it possible for me to work a whole range of people, some, over the years. I certainly, the people around now,
Yes.
the vice presidents of the party, Imani Duncan Price here, who has done a lot of work, the team, Natalie Nita, Lisa Hanna, and others who work and, are getting into that dangerous area.
Yeah, calling names. Yeah, no calling names. No calling names.
Michael Phillips.
Yes.
Carol Beckford here.
Yes.
Doing our work. A whole heap of people go back. I mean, as I tell you, my years spent with Michael and with PJ and with Portia.
Yes.
As leaders, I worked with Michael. I have to have a special place for him in my memory and for the mentorship.
Yes.
That he provided in those years as a youth coming up.
Well, guess what? You have youthful exuberance and you're here. And I thank you so very much for coming. And of course, September 7th, we'll be glued and we'll be watching. All the best to you and your team. Thank you so much for coming and sharing and being candid and open. Thank you so much. Dr. Peter Phillips, right here on Miss Kitty Live, Member of Parliament for East Central St. Andrew and President of the People's National Party. It's my time to go, guys. Confused is up next. Thank you so much for listening. I'll be back with you tomorrow right here for another entertaining episode of Miss Kitty Live.